Hi everyone, it's Karen. I'm just back with my design team package for AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy for the month of December. And I will have links to her shop, the Facebook group, her YouTube channel, and links to all the designers in her group. And so you can click on any of the links, be able to go over and see what the other designers are making, and to check out the store and see what goodies she has in. Some of the items I show you may or may not be in the store. My design team package comes ahead of time so that I can get some of my crafting done, and so Kim's items in her shop sell out really quickly. So hopefully what I'm showing you is still available, but please go over and have a look. She's always putting in new items in the store that of course I wouldn't even have, and she carries lots of dangle laces, lots of the embroidery and on mesh or tulle type backings, doilies. She's got lots of different bling and just so much for you to go over and see. A couple of the items are a repeat from my November package, but I either didn't use them or decided to showcase them again just because they are so beautiful. And one of them, the one I will start with, is this rose dangle Venice lace. And I'm just going to show it on the blue paper so you can have a really good look at it. It's such a pretty lace. And if you look at my design team projects for November, you will see how I have used this lace and how I have added embellishments to it, pearls or rhinestones on the dangle part of it. And I'm going to be making more projects in December as well with that one. It's beautiful. That is the white rose dangle Venice lace. Now this one, I know is not in the store anymore, but Kim may be trying to get it back in, so you can keep an eye out for it. This is another beautiful dangle trim. I can't remember the name of this one, but it was probably a Venice trim as well by the look of it, and it's very beautiful. And so keep an eye out for that one because she's probably going to try and get that back into the store. We have this dangle trim, which I believe is still in the store, and it's another one that's so pretty. And this one I can see being able to cut here, between here, and that would be one trim. This then could be another trim with this sort of woven part here with the flowers, and then even these could be cut off separately and used as separate little dangles. And I used separate little dangles in my fabric and lace book that I made for the month of November. You can see how you can cut these off and use them individually. These easily could have little pieces of bling or pearls added to them, and the same up here you could add in the middle of these circles or even in the middle of the flowers. So there's lots of uses. This one is another one, and this one was called the white dangle trim, and this one is called the white Venice dangle. Oh no, this one that I just showed you is the white Venice dangle lace, and this one is called white dangle lace, and it's very pretty too. Very nice pretty little drop on that. And again, lots of room. You can put embellishments in the little spots there, and you could cut those separately too. You could also cut the top off this. These trims with this loopy top on them are really nice for putting around the edge of an image or to edge on the page. So that's nice that way too. And I think those are all the dangle ones. This one is called the Ivory Cotton Braided Trim. And she has two braided trims in the store, I believe, still. This one is the Ivory Cotton Braided Trim. I used the other one on my first project in November. This one's a little heavier detail with it being cotton. I'm sure this would dye very nicely being cotton, But I'll just show you quickly just some of the little things that I decided to make a few embellishments using it. I just cut out a heart in some linen and used some felt from the dollar store to back it. And I used a piece of that trim just diagonally across with some hand stitching on it, and then added some beads. And I did one in pink, and I did one in purple, and I did those are the only two I did with that trim on them. And I think they turned out really pretty, and I can add to them as well, and they would work really nice as an embellishment on a project. I also did one in the whites and creams, and then I added one of her little cotton flowers from that cotton flower trim, and then a little bling in the corner of this one. And then this one I did with pink thread. This is a part of a trim that she had in the store that is no longer available, and I used a piece of that, stitched it on, and added some beads to that one as well. It's nice to be able to cut these pieces, these trims up, and be able to use them in much more ways than just, you know, trimming a whole page with it. Especially when it's a heavier trim like this, it's nice to use it in smaller bits. This one is the pink floral embroidered lace, and I really like the embroidered laces that she gets in. Last month I used the pink one, which is still available in the store as well, and I used that on one of my pages in my book, and I cut it. They're really nice to cut. You can cut all around the edge of the embroidery away from the mesh backing, so you can have this, say this stem and this flower, or this grouping here, and use it. You could use the edge of this on the edge of a page, or around an image, so you don't just see this as this whole thing, but see it with its possibilities with cutting it up. And then of course, you know, you get a yard, it's going to go a long way. This one is the white satin and lace box trim, and it has a really nice box pleat on the trim and satin with lace overlay. Very, very pretty. This makes actually really pretty flowers just rolled on itself. You can roll that up to make a really spectacular flower with, and then just put one of her blings in the center, and you've, you know, hardly had to put much effort into that. You can just be gluing that onto a piece of card on the back or a piece of felt. It also is a nice for the edge of a page, even a small bit of it, to make a little bit of a ruffle trim on the edge of a page. So very nice too. Then she has her doily packs. You get a set of 8 doilies, and she has varied doilies that you will get. I don't know if they will be exactly what you see here, but you get different sizes and different doilies in a pack. So that's really nice because you get lots of variety. And remember, with your doilies, you can cut them up. So this one, I've already cut the edge off of it, and I'll show you that in a minute what I used it for. So the center is still left to use for a flower center, or tucked behind something, or cut in half and used to tuck behind something. And this one, you know, you could either use the outer edge for a frame, you could use this part, the 2 pieces for a frame, and just cut out the center. So remember, your doilies can be cut up and used for a lot of things. She has this napkin in the store, and it's a really pretty napkin. It's got lovely flowers on it, plus it has an image. It has some script writing on it as well. And one of the things I love to do with napkins is make my own stationery paper, which I either can write something on it to give to someone, or I can add them into my journals as extra journaling space. And so as you can see here, I like to usually take a napkin, and I use my water pen. And if you've never seen one of these, they're available on Amazon. That's where I got mine. And it's just a pen you fill with water, and it has a brush on the end, and you use this brush on the napkin, and then you paint the area that you want to pull away, and you get sort of a nice soft edge on the napkin. And then I just used my glue stick and I glued those down. So I made a couple of writing papers. And then with the image, I took the outer edge of that doily that I had cut off, this one, and I used that to frame the image. So even though sometimes when you cut napkins, when I cut this one, I sort of went around the edge of this flower and took it off with that section. And so there was a little bit of a gouge left in the image. But it doesn't really matter, because when you edge it, there's that little gouge right there. And it's not a problem at all. You're not even going to see it. And this side I've cut off with my fussy cut scissors. I've cut the edge off of the napkin. Here I've left it on so you could see what it looks like, and then you just go in with your little scissors and you can snip away the napkin that's left on the edges, and you're left with a nice clean edging, and this is ready to go as part of an embellishment on a project. So cool way to use that napkin and get lots of uses out of it as well. The next thing I'm going to show, the hand-made, hand-crocheted pink doilies, and there's 4 of them in the set that you get. And these are a really nice size for, you could use them as the base for making your doily book, and stitch up, put a couple of binder rings through here with some trims on them, or you could wind through some ribbon or lace through there to bind it, and then you would open it up page by page and you would have your different, add your doilies on to your pages, and you could put the little image onto a page, and you could start creating your doily book. I'm going to use them for something a little bit different, and that's going to be one of my projects that you will see coming up in December. She has lots of beautiful, what I call accessory type items too for your projects. One of them, she is carrying the quilt pins. I use the quilt pins to do small wall hangings. Another thing I like to do with them is I make the snippet pieces, and instead of rolling them in a roll and not being able to see what you have, I pin them onto a quilt pin, and then I can have them hanging up and I can see what I have, because I actually make snippets and use them. I know some people like to make them, put them in a roll and never look at them, but I actually like to use them in my projects. So this way, if like this one, I've been snipping off of it. So if I decided that I wanted to use this one here with the blues and the pinks, I always leave a little bit of a space in between. I can snip this here, I could use this one, and I could pin this back up there. And then when I start getting low, I also know, and then I can just start adding on to make more of them, and then hang it back up on that quilt pin. They're really nice for hanging things on like that, or doing a little small wall hanging and hanging it on the quilt pin as well. This is one of the brooch blings that she has in the store. She has them in silver and gold. And then these are the beautiful bling bows that she has in the store. And I was going to use them on my project in November, but I ended up not using them. So I'm hoping to use them this month, and they're really pretty. And of course she has lots of little pieces of bling that work lovely on your projects. Like I use this one here in the center here on this project. And she has them in rhinestones and pearl and rhinestone. And I noticed she also has a pearl, I think it's pearl with double rhinestones on it now in the store as well. She has lots of charms in the store, and I have some of these fairy with the moon on it. And I think that you get 4 in a pack, and I'm going to be using that on a project that I'm doing this month. And then she has these lovely ballerina charms, and you get the set of 4, and I think you get 2 of the larger ones and 2 of the smaller ones in your pack of 4. And these large ones are probably about close to 2 inches, 1 3/4 inches tall. These ones are more like an inch. Really, really, really pretty. So I have something in mind for those as well this month. And then she also had, I don't know if she still has them, but she had the crown, some of the crowns in the shop as well. And that's also very pretty as an accent on your project. That is my design team package for AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy. And again, check the description box below for links to the shop and links to all the designers, and enjoy shopping and buying yourself some goodies to craft with. That's everything for me. Have a great day. Bye, guys.